balls on this fucking guy.
So, from a biblical perspective, which one is worse? Banging that girl, the random woman that threw herself at me, or watching porn every day? This is the second edition of Warring Bachelor versus Peaceful Wife, and it's a response to mid-April Princess Life Cassidy's video, Are You Brave Enough to Ask God for This? Well, I'm about to get into that. Okay. But before I do, though, I do want to say that today is Blase Day. Blase Day is observed annually on November 25th. On Blase Day, we have permission to be blasé toward just about anything, including, as it happens, this video. Blasé is of French origin, meaning to be indifferent or bored with life, unimpressed, as or as if from an excess of worldly pleasures. Well, there you go. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing because whatever, you get it. All right, you get the point. And that's just, generally, I don't care. Okay. I just really, truly don't care. All right, so I'm going to jump into it. Let's see, the devil's will, God's will, neither one's going to pay my bills. All right, Miss Cassidy. My parents didn't take care of me. I need braces. I have that implant in my skull I told you about. I got a nose surgery coming up on the 29th. Braces like $6,000. Even with a discount, it's like of insurance, which I haven't bought yet. Because they're like insurance. The dental insurance is like the carnies of insurance. So I need braces because my parents were too lazy to be like, hey, did you know Medicaid will cover that until you're 21? I didn't find that out until I was 22. And then my dad used to make fun of me about the nose thing. He could have had that fixed any time. So I didn't grow up like you. Alright. But I wanted to go ahead and mention that straight out. But like I said, God's will, Satan's will, my own will precedes those two, but they both have influence on me, right? Because I have knowledge of good and evil. But the fact of the matter is I can't just, I want to be taken care of and it'll happen. No, I have to go out and do this and that. And I have the government working against me and I have other people working against me because I don't get affirmative action as a Caucasian male, even though my people abolished slavery and every other race still has slaves. Nobody cares. You are a Caucasian princess. You get affirmative action. That means I pay you to get a job. So you might be strong and independent, but only men pay net taxes. So basically, we're losing money floating you girls. All right. I got some marginal respect for you, but not much. Your channel is actually based, it's about respecting your husband. An admirable thing on the surface, but the fact of the matter is you're just developing an artificial outgroup bias. Similar to your video, All Men Are Animals, because you made, all men are animals and you know it. And it has to be up to a girl because of Brefault's law to set them social mores. Brefault's law has established that the female, not the male, determines all conditions for the animal family, and where the female can gain no benefit by associating with the male, no such association takes place. Corollaries or something like, if I wanted to reduce them dramatically, she's not loyal and she only cares about the resources. Bam, boom. That's why a woman, not unlike yourself, let's say, now I don't think you've ever come out and just admitted this, or even so much so that I'm not even positive it's true, but let's say a woman was to marry a wealthy heathen and then help to convert him. Well, then that would be totally justifiable, but wrong. You see, just like the porn versus banging these chicks. I'm supposed to get married. Women file 70% of all divorces, and the greatest determining factor for divorce is whether or not the husband has a full-time job. And I don't get affirmative action. If I had it on a silver platter like a black guy, I could see your point. But I stopped going to church because, see my video, crave you in the interview. I got girls asking me out every single day, all right? But the first question was for you. Porn or banging chicks? Those are my options, because I ain't getting married because it's too freaking dangerous, all right? And yeah, this is rant mode. It's a blasé rant, though. So, but okay, you covered the something that I've been thinking on during my 9 days, but 7 days meditation practice. In your video, Avoid Such Men, you mentioned 2 Timothy 3, verse 5, which says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. I can agree. Part of me is like, yeah, I need to kind of integrate my thoughts on matters into my actions, which I've been working on. That's kind of part of what the meditation is. Trying to separate myself from my worldly desires, as it were. Or another way of putting it, and I believe you're right about that. As well as you listed a bunch of things in that video about men, and I was like, yep, those are all me, every single last one of them. All right, some of them I did on purpose and thought were funny. I flipped a girl off just the other day. All right, now I quit antagonizing them, like calling them names and then telling them I'll beat your boyfriend up, but whatever. But I still flip them off. But Aristotle says excellence is an art won by habitation, or by an art won by training and habitation. We do not act rightly because we have virtue or excellence, but we rather have those because we have acted rightly. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Now, as I said, my dad, I guess they, during a custody case, it was supposedly said that I was whacking by my stepsister, that the custody case was over. And it was just taken for granted, like, yep, he did it. And that was used as ammunition. Well, that gave my parents all the, whatever they needed to catch me a beat down every single day. So I was saved at 12, came to believe in the resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth by the power of God. At 12, by 14, I had a crooked nose, was catching a beat down every day, being starved. The church didn't care. The school was having me drugged on Ritalin medication until I took myself off of it. The female teachers have more in-group bias, if for no other reason than the stress-mediated, the oxytocin-mediated stress response cascade in females. I've linked studies before, links in the description, hyperlinks in the description here. Women have more oxytocin. That's a bonding hormone. They also have larger sex and aggression centers in men, and larger emotion and communication centers in women. So you're more emotional, less rational, more in-group bias, less out-group bias. Thus, your channel and the video, all men are not animals. Just like all men don't stink should be probably your next video. But girls have a larger olfactory bulb, okay? But we're still going to be stinky boys every time we're 6 and you're 5, or you were 7 and you're 8, or whatever. It don't matter. That's how it's always going to be. You're just fighting your own nature because your dad taught you to be a Christian, which is religion is a patriarchal social construct. That's why women don't write the Bible, and why women can't usurp authority over men that has to be given by church elders. I consider your husband to be your church elder. Otherwise, I wouldn't even listen to you. Which I do listen to you. Okay. So my dad and them, they beat me and drove me, my twin brother and I, basically to the brink of insanity. He's already dead. All right. So I'm not a lame duck. I'm just a little daffy. As I said, the state's paying my bills because they actually care about me, so to speak. All right. I checked out the book Answers in Prayers by George Mueller. It was just a bunch of platitudes, but I did learn a thing or three from it. One of them was that he was the founder of several orphanages, and that he was the steward over $8 million, and that his personal holdings accounted for only $800, which I found to be quite fascinating. Let's see. Okay, so I already covered your video, Men Are Not Animals. Let's see. My dad was afraid of me. When I hit puberty, he became afraid of me. He recoiled so hard when my voice changed that it looked like I pushed him across the room. I want you to know there's hope for me, whether I rant, whether I don't, because I'm on my own. Thanks to this implant in my skull, if it wasn't for my martial arts skills and my desire to study, I'd be dead already. All right, so I've had to work and earn my own. But because I have a big 7x4, I'm guilty already. All right, and the scars and muscles don't help. I was born guilty. So when she pointed the finger at me, boom, guilty. When, if a woman points a finger at me tomorrow, guilty. Okay? And everybody, including my parents, like I said, my dad used to say, you'll do it because you want to, or you'll do it because you're too afraid not to. All right? But I never did it. And I never hit him back. Otherwise, I would have killed him because I'm a Christian. I never hit him back. But I want to ask you another question. That's this. I know about the Great Commission and the greatest commandment and the second greatest commandment and the will of God. The will of God being having 3 parts. Those parts are, yes. The 3 types of God's will, according to the Will of God Wikipedia, are intentional will, circumstantial will, and ultimate will. Okay, and then we have my own will. So that's my question to you. Which of those do you mean? Do you mean all of those? See what I mean? I've prayed that prayer. Oh, may your will be done in me on earth as it is in heaven, and with the holy angels, however it's formatted. But there are 3 types of will: intentional, circumstantial, and ultimate, right? So just be aware of that. But I want to go ahead and ask you, my question to you is this, if I only have one for this video, besides the other 2 that I already asked. I just don't feel anything positive about myself. I mean, I hear people say words, but oftentimes I'm looking forward to my temporary death, okay? I hear people say words like love. They say they care, but nobody cared. Nobody said anything. If I was a girl with a black eye, bruised ribs, they would have said, hey, what happened? Hey, did your parents try to kick you down the stairs or punch you in the face any times? Nope. I know, because girls would just be a little, this girl got in a scuffle and they were like, was it your parents? Do you want me to call someone? I overheard it. And I was like, dang, I'm taking beat downs, but no, I didn't want to up and say it outright, because then if I got back to my parents, they would just beat on me worse. So nobody cared. But if I was a girl, oh, they would care a bajillion times over. So I said I don't really feel any love myself, okay, or even really anything positive about myself at all. But I have a question for you. How could I love God, which is the greatest commandment, if I don't love people, which is the second greatest commandment? Or consequently, how may I love people, which I am one, if I don't love myself? Bam, there it is. Okay, how to know God's will? Well, there's a lot of things I need to know. Okay. And this guy MGTOW Values was saying my meditation, 7 days of meditation won't help me because I need to get resources. And he's right. Okay? Like I said, pay bills. God, Satan, it don't matter. Neither one of them's going to step up to that. And I've already told you I've got a lot of issues. And I'm all alone in sorting out those issues, okay? No Bible-thumping Christian's going to help me. No Satan-worshiping heathen's going to help me. No random chance, time and chance aren't going to help me. It's up to me and only me. But when you were reading out of your video, Avoid Such Men, that's what caused me to make the first installment of Bachelor, or Warring Bachelor versus Peaceful Wife, because I was like, yep, that's 190% me right there. Okay. But, alright, I basically blurred through everything here. But, because I was making a 30-minute video, but then I just decided to, whatever, blase day, okay? Now it's a 15-minute video. But yeah, they gave them the false accusations, gave them all the excuse they needed, baby put sand in my diaper when I was a baby, a girl, and I let her walk up to me because I was like, all right, she's acting suspicious, and I was going to hit her or push her down, but I didn't, because I'd never interacted with a girl before, and she just put sand in my diaper. That was relational aggression. That's what females and not males do, okay? And then when I went to hit her, my dad grabbed me up and said, you can't hit her with your fisties, Ryan. Yeah, I remember it, because my mom had just left. But all right, that's about the video. I should have hit her, and I've hit lots of girls since then, but just so you know. But all right, so that was my question for you. How can I okay, my 3 questions. But all right, this is The Forgotten Furian, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.